Before starting, I want to ask each and every one of you to think and reflect. You can answer in your mind or by the raising your hand with the reactions button. It should be on there. Who here can tell me that what they do is what they love, that their job is their passion? And for students, that what you want to do is what you're passionate about. If you do, just raise your hand. Yeah. Okay. I see some raised hands, which I'm glad for because, well, I'm Arantxa Espinosa, I'm 17 years old, and that's exactly what I'll be talking about today. My whole life, I went to the same school for 9 years, the same friend group, the same people all around. There was nothing new. I was comfortable. And I was this person who always knew that I wanted to do more things, but I was too scared to do them. Something held me back. I remember I wanted to try some new sports or be like this kind of person, but I just didn't because of this fear that was inside me. I don't know if it was fear of failure, of humiliation, or just fear of the thing itself, but it always held me back. And right now, I just want to go back and punch myself in the face and scream at myself to get up and do it. Because you know why? The things that I didn't do in the past, because I was too scared to do them, are the things that I'm learning to do now. Because after a long time of reflection, after I heard this phrase, and I know it may sound cliche, but it's something that I go by, and you may even call it my life motto. We only live once, and time is the most precious thing we have. There's no space to waste it. And I'm sure a lot of you have come to this conclusion during the pandemic. When I started to apply this logic into my life, which wasn't that long ago, maybe 2 years ago, I realized that what was stopping me was myself. It was all inside my head. And it sounds dumb, but I had this little voice inside telling me to don't do it. Always telling me, wait, don't do it, let someone else, you can't. Until one day, I decided that I was tired of living by what this voice was telling me to do. And I started trying new things, discovering myself, finding things I like, things I'm good at, and things that I'm not really good at. But how did I get to this point of pushing myself out of my comfort zone? I think most of us can agree that we were implicitly taught that change is something to be afraid of. We're supposed to follow these rules and we have to be this certain behavior that is expected from us. And the people who stand out tend to be looked at, frowned upon, with a negative connotation. This is why we are afraid to try new things. We're afraid to be different. Why? We're afraid to be truly and fully ourselves. I can tell you from my experience of how I started getting out of my comfort zone and finding my passions. As I told you, I was really shy. And when I say that I was shy, I don't mean that I was this introvert person who enjoyed being with myself more than with others. I was exactly the opposite. All I wanted to do was being with others. I saw people socializing. I was jealous of them because they were extroverts and they didn't have to plan every single word that they were going to say in a conversation. Or they didn't have this social anxiety before meeting someone and introducing themselves, trying not to say something wrong when saying their name or something like that. I mean, I don't need to be like the popular girl, but I just wanted to be this social butterfly who could meet new people without any difficulties. But as I told you, my whole life I went to the same school. So I didn't have anything to be afraid of there. I knew basically everyone there. But then I got into high school. And here at Tech, going from a 120 students class from which I knew since I was 6 to a 700 students class from which I knew barely 8. Yeah, it was a nightmare. So here we go again, starting from 0. But this time, I didn't see it as something bad. I saw it as an opportunity to rebuild myself. No one knew me. I was tired of always being a follower and never a leader. I was tired of always wanting to be better but never actually doing something about it. I was tired of being shy. It was a new beginning. It was my new beginning. And so, the first day, it took everything I had inside me to socialize. But I did. And I'm really thankful for that. Because that day I met some of my best friends who are still here standing by my side right now. And I had to thank Tech for doing that too. With such a large amount of students, Meeting people with a similar background, with similar interests and personalities from all different backgrounds, is something that's bound to happen. You're going to have friends, even if you don't try. But still, that year, I had this doubt inside my head, where I took refuge in the social abilities of my friends. I was dependent on them to try new things, to have new experiences and meet new people. And I was mad at myself because I had the potential of doing so much more, but I just didn't because of this fear. But I was lucky enough to be surrounded by people who inspire me. And they inspire me to be better, which is what I did. Here starts the journey of becoming the person who I am today. Summer of 2019 came by, and I went to summer camp at Culver Academies in Indiana. I went all by myself for 6 weeks to another country without any communication with anyone outside of camp. For the first time in my life, I was away from home for more than 1 week. And I had to meet new people from all around the world in a second language. Believe me when I tell you that I was apprehensive. And they were not baby steps. The first hour you're there, you're already meeting 35 new people at least, learning all of the military things because, by the way, it's a military camp, and moving in. There's a lot to take in. But this place changed my life and changed me forever. I tried things I didn't even imagine that I would ever try. Sailing, rifle, marching, even running in mud. When I came back, I was a whole new person. And all of the knowledge and all of the experiences that I took from Culver show the same evidence, that getting out of my comfort zone and trying new things are the best decisions that I ever took in my life. And I'm not saying that I was perfect, because I definitely wasn't. I hate to say this, but yet again, my fear and my shyness won. And this beautiful and wonderful experience that I had this summer could have been 300 times better if I just let go of my fear since the very beginning. But you know what? It was a huge change for me, and I'm really happy for that. Since that moment, I never looked back. Thanks to this wire that was fixed inside my brain, back home, I started getting involved into my school students' life. Something that I desired with all of my heart since the very first moment that I was in high school. But I was too scared to try it. And here's where I found my passion in helping others, in changing the world and making it a better place. I'm confident this is what I'm meant to do. And I wouldn't have come to this conclusion if it wasn't for me trying new things. If there's something you want to try, if it has even the slightest possibility of becoming into something you enjoy, do it. If it's in your control to shut down this annoying voice that's inside your head, ignore it, because you're way more powerful than that. Something that I believe in, that Aristotle says, is that we all have a final cause, and no one can be truly happy until we fulfill it. At the end of the road, we will look back and we will regret the things that we didn't try. So overcome that fear, because it will always, always be there. But it's better to do things with fear than not doing them at all. That's the difference between truly happy people and people who just exist. That they took the risk, they overcame that fear, they got out of the comfort zone, and they found their things they are passionate about. So never, ever, ever be comfortable where you are. Because if you are, that means that you're not looking for something else, that you've done everything you wanted to do. And what is life if you're not looking for something new? If you already know everything that's to be known, which of course is impossible. And that's the message I want you to take today. Do not settle for anything less than what you deserve. In this life, do not waste your time in anything that you're not completely and fully convinced that you're passionate about. Spending your life with the right people, in the right place, in the right job, is the only way to have a great life. Thank you.